Hello everyone and welcome to another vacuum cleaner demonstration and review. Today it's on this little Hoover Clik. Now I've had this for quite some time. In fact I did an unboxing of it probably a couple of years ago now. But after using it I wasn't very impressed. The suction's pretty dismal. So it just remained in a pile of vacuum cleaners, unloved and unwanted. But I got this out recently when I did my Hoover Aquamaster demo and it made a guest appearance, let's say, and I went over some of the mess that was destined for the Aquamaster and I was quite surprised it left a relatively clean path. So I thought, well, maybe I should look at this little Hoover Clik again. It might be better than I thought it was. Anyway, by the end of this review, will I have changed my mind? One thing I do like about this vacuum is its design. It's a very nicely designed handheld vacuum. Very comfortable to hold, but it just doesn't have the oomph that I would want. 7.2 volts, it's not bad. You can get handheld vacuums that are much less than that, but when it comes down to the suction at the nozzle end, it's not very good, and I don't like the way it sounds. To me it sounds like the fan isn't quite balanced. I looked into opening this up to see if there's anything I could do, but I unscrewed several screws and still couldn't get into it, so I thought, well, I'll give it up as a bad job. But anyway, as far as a design element goes, it's nice. I like the look of it. Here it is. Anyway, we've got just a single on-off button, that's all. Single speed. Underneath that, of course, the famous Hoover roundel. And under that is a little red light which illuminates when you have it in its charger, which is this here, this charging base. You can actually wall mount it. I think it goes on the wall that way. And I think the machine goes this way up. That's it. So if you were to mount it on your wall, that's the way up it would be. So it's always ready, charged up, just grab and go. Underneath the little LED light, we've got what looks like just some Hoover branding, but no, it's not just Hoover branding. It is in fact a little built-in crevice tool which fits into the end of the nozzle there, and that enables us to get down in more tight spaces down the side of your chair. Perhaps you've got your biscuit crumbs that need picking up, so you can attach that nozzle. So because it lives on board, you shouldn't lose it. Let's pop it on. Now that's not the only cleaning tool you get on board. There's also one stored just at the back here, a little brush attachment that pulls out, and that just fits. You can see the suction opening there, that just fits on the end of the suction opening. So that's, I suppose, for more delicate surfaces, but the suction's so weak on this, you could, I don't know what you'd need that for. Actually, because they're not soft, these brushes, I wouldn't call it a dusting brush, that would possibly give you a little bit more agitation to help remove the dirt, but combined with the weak suction, it's not very good. I did use this around the house, just dusting around skirting boards, and I found that most of the muck was kept on the brushes. The suction just didn't pull it into the machine. So, you know, I think this is okay on hard surfaces, but as far as doing carpets with it, I don't think it's going to cut the mustard. Anyway, that lives back on there. At the top here we've got the contacts that connect to the charger for charging, and for emptying we've got this little loop which you pull up, and the mouth of the machine opens very slowly. Hoover will probably say that's a feature, controlled emptying, like they did with the One vacuum cleaner. It is. As you can see, it is rather slow at opening its mouth. So that's the theory. You're supposed to hold the machine over a bin like that. Hold it over the bin like that. and it's a bit difficult. There we go. Come on, it doesn't want to go there. And then it opens up, shake out the dirt. You can actually open it a bit further manually if you know there's any dirt stuck in it. So it's quite a good way of emptying the machine. It's a shame that it doesn't really pick up much in the first place. Underneath we have this little filter that can be taken out. You can rinse that under running water, dry it, then put it back. And of course behind the filter, you can just see there, we have the motor. So it is a bit dusty inside because yes, it has been used, but the most it was used was for the Aquamaster demo. But I thought, well, let's get a video of it anyway. I do like the look of it. Oh, one other thing to show you before I start throwing some muck about. It's got a little wheel here. That just helps it when you're cleaning on a hard surface. It just helps move the machine along without it scraping along. So there's not a lot I can say about it. There it is, very lightweight. As I say, 7.2 volts. It will have a NiCad something else. A NiCad battery, I expect. It says it's 50 watts. It doesn't feel like 50 watts when it's going. Oh, it uses NiMH type batteries, so not lithium ion. Here's the charger. The model number, well, that's the model of the charger. I'm not sure what model number that is, but anyway. It's the Clik 7.2 volt model, made in China. Whereas, I don't think all this is going to replace is possibly a dustpan and brush, in my opinion. It's not going to do well on pet hairs. It'll do okay, I think, on hard surfaces. If you spill something on your worktop, you spill the sugar, spill the cereals, it might be okay for that. But as far as anything else, I can't see it being very effective. But anyway, I'm going to spill a bit of dirt, a bit of food debris that you'd probably spill in your kitchen on the work surface, and we'll see if this little machine will pick it up. Well, here we have a typical scenario in your average kitchen. You've tried to rustle up something healthy with some rice, couscous, flour, salt and coffee, but somehow most of it's ended up on the worktop rather than in your belly. Well, I don't know what sort of meal we can make with this, but I'm sure we could find something. Anyway, it's a mess. So of course we could just get a cloth, knock it all onto the floor, sweep it up, or we could do the old thing of cupping your hand. You cup your hand under and sweep the mess into your hand, put it in the bin. But no, this is 2015 and we clean up using the modern methods, which in this instance is the Hoover Clik. Now I have a feeling that it probably will clean all this up, I'm not sure, but in traditional fashion I'm going to go once forward and once back through the pile of debris, and we'll just see how much it's managed to pick up in that 2 passes. Okay then, let's get cleaning. Well, we can see a relatively clean path. Has left some of the flour, but I did notice when I was using it that the tone of the motor went slightly higher, which to me says that the filter is already becoming blocked, and I suspect the suspect will be the flour. The fine particles will be attracted to the filter first. Things like, of course, the heavier particles, the rice, the couscous and these coffee granules, they'll probably still be in the bin, but it's the fine powdery flour or dust that is what will clog the filter. So probably it might not even clean all this mess up. I might have to clean the filter and then continue cleaning. And there's not a huge amount of dirt here. Anyway, let's have a go. that was hard work. Far quicker just to get a cloth, just to sweep it on the floor or just cup your hand and get rid of it that way. I mean, is it worth it? I can see why I put this away now. I don't think there's any point in continuing any sort of demo with this. Well anyway, let's persevere. Oops, some of the bits have dropped out as I took the nozzle off. So let's see what this little brush does. It might actually help sweep the flour up anyway that's left. Well, my arm's aching now. I could have done that far quicker with a cloth. Oh dear. And bits are still dropping out. I'll give it a shake. That's not too bad. There is a little flap inside that stops. It's supposed to stop the debris coming out, and it has more or less done that. Right, let's empty this then. Well, just like they do on those demonstrations on the shopping channels, I'm not going to empty this over a bin. No, that's far too boring. I'm going to empty it out all over the floor so we can see how effective the bin emptying is. Okay, let's release the trigger, and it's spewed up its contents, but not all. Still have to shake it. I think I'll have to open it up a bit more. There, and there's a bit of a mess inside, and if we take the filter off and tap the filter, I think we'll find, as I suspected, the flour. And the flour is what reduced the suction almost immediately as soon as it was picked up. If I'd not been picking up the flour, I think it would have maintained a bit more suction with the larger particles. Back it goes inside the unit, close it up, and just for fun, well, we'll put the crevice nozzle on. It might give it a little bit more suction, who knows. Let's see if we can pick this up one more time. Is it worth it? Is it worth persevering? No, it's not. Well, it's a lovely looking handheld vacuum, I think. It's an attractive little machine, but pretty useless, this particular Clik. I think there are other models available. Hoover do some other handhelds, Jovis. I think they do one called Jazz as well, which may perform better. This is a couple of years old now, but 7.2 volts isn't doing very well at all on this dirt. So even for quick spillages, I wouldn't recommend this particular Hoover handheld. But I'm not saying the other ones might be better, but without me testing them, I don't know. So I think I'll clean that out. That's going back in its box. I can't even sell that on because I'd be embarrassed to sell that to anyone, I'm afraid. So it's another fail for a Hoover product. They're not all failures. I have been testing some Hoover products of late which have been quite good and I've been quite impressed with. but this one, it gets a thumbs down, I'm afraid. I wouldn't really recommend this particular handheld vacuum from Hoover. Never mind, you can't win them all. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and you'll be updated every time I upload a new video. I'm also on Twitter, you can follow me there should you wish. Link is down below. So until the next time, it's goodbye.